The government over the years has invested tens of millions of dollars on repeated programs of recovery in the agricultural sector, particularly after hurricanes, but also during other crises. We are of the opinion that better preparation can lead to less on-farm damage and losses, resulting in government and farmers spending less of their scarce resources on recovery. Under the World Bank, the UBEXA, the SPG Food Insecurity Project, part of it was that we were required to build mechanisms into our governance arrangement to monitor and proactively address food insecurity. And so out of this, the Food Security Crisis Response Plan was born. It's important that you all are here to be part of the process. Looking forward to great participation and to your contribution to making this a very successful plan.
We have been working on that plan for some time. We have received your inputs, and I see this as a plan from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have provided the technical assistance, but it is really your plan. It is a living document and it can be adjusted, and we have agreed on how indicators are collected, how it is brought together, and how this information is passed on to senior government level officials. But some time has passed, and I think it's always good to go back and discuss a little bit more. We have 3 days, so that will also give us enough time. And then I think the last day is probably going to be the most interesting one, where we're going to really simulate. We're going to have a case where, a food and nutrition security crisis, a specific one appears. We're going to go through the data collection, and then you can judge by yourself whether you think that this merits the triggering of the plan. Thank you very much again, and thank you for coming, and looking very much forward to working together with you.
It has to be understood that both food security and food sovereignty are critical to national development. Food security speaks to what is that capacity of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to be able to produce enough food to feed our people so that there is not this extent reliance on the importation of food from abroad. Because issues of livelihood in St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been affected tremendously, because world leaders cannot sit down and resolve issues that should be resolved amongst themselves. I had some discussion with Agricultural Input Warehouse, and the sad truth is we have about 3 months supply of fertilizer currently in the warehouse. If this continues in the Gulf, it means that we are going to run out of fertilizer. And the transshipment point is blocked, and it is escalating the cost of shipment. It means, therefore, that the cost of the food you are going to have is going to be far more expensive. Farmers have to consistently use their farm vehicles. They depend on fuel to carry those vehicles. And when we can't get the fuel at the regular price, because of wars again, it is increasing his production costs. He's going to pass it on to us. There is what we call natural disasters. Examples: Hurricane Beryl, La Soufrière. It was 2013, massive torrential rain and landslide. All of these are things that are sometimes not within our control. And I say sometimes because there are times when the impact that we face are such because we didn't do certain basic things right, so that the impact becomes heavier on us. So at which point the absence of rainfall begins to suggest to us it's time to pay attention. It has gotten to a critical stage, and it is time for intervention. I want you to appreciate that what you'll be doing here will be assisting St. Vincent and the Grenadines with the implementation of that risk preparedness plan. We have to show on the continuum that we have consistently been assessing what was happening, and we are scientifically saying to you, we are at a critical point that requires intervention, and that intervention here in this case is resources. So that plan is to facilitate almost without any difficulty a transition from one phase to the next. And so I want to challenge all of us in this room here this morning, those of us who have a role to play, that we play that role sufficiently and succinctly to ensure that the plan, when it is required to be executed, that it is executed very well.